Last thing in the East that we didn't get a chance to get to, I want to talk about Detroit's offseason for a little bit. And with them losing that series, because the last time we recorded, the series hadn't officially ended yet. What does Detroit's offseason look like? And what have we taken away from Cade this season that plays a role in what Detroit's offseason should look like?
Uh, Honestly, if you're Detroit, I don't think you have to hit a home run this offseason. I think you let like Jaden Ivey get healthy, kind of reintroduce him back into the rotation. As far as Cade Cunningham, though, obviously this is your centerpiece. And obviously you know what to expect from Cade Cunningham. Um, I don't know if there's anything more that I would do. I don't
They need
what
to
else?
move.
They can use a wing, I think. Um, I don't think Tobias Harris is your answer at that spot.
Good
Um,
stabilizer. Good stabilizer for you.
yeah. If I do anything, that's the spot I'm looking at.
Okay. I don't think they need to swing big either.
Yeah,
I think you kind of see what Jaden Ivey looks like when he comes back. I do think ideally you want to get younger and like a Tobias and Hardaway. I mean, you're probably going to want to keep some vets around, so it makes sense. I do think they should re-sign Beasley.
I do
Um,
too.
you would hope that Asur continues to develop. I think for both the twins, figuring out what that two-way balance is going to look like, I just think it will take time because I think when we think about a Kawhi or when we think about these players that came in. Yeah, but like when we think about these players that came in with a defensive mindset that turned into two-way players, like I think Kawhi and Jimmy are the better examples of that prototype. To think about how long it took before they were that on the offensive side for us to even look at them as elite two ways. For Kawhi, I don't think that looked like that until really the championship run. Like by the time like Duncan and all them had left in San Antonio, he had the ball in his hands more. So maybe it started there, but we didn't see that really peak until Toronto. So that's what 7 years into Kawhi's career. And with Jimmy, I mean, we didn't really see that start to take off. Like it kind of started to take off them last years in Chicago, but it really wasn't until Minnesota, and Philly that we kind of saw the more two-way ability, at least where it seemed more 50-50 on both ends of the ball. So for both the twins, that two-way aspect you were mentioning about for Amin, I think we are some time away from seeing a legitimate like can be that lockdown defender, but then could also go and get you a relatively efficient 20. You know what I'm saying? Efficient 20. I just think we're a ways from that. But yeah, I don't think Detroit has to do too much. I think you also kind of to a point that actually maybe we were talking about all NBA teams. I think we have to see if Cade can do this again. I don't think there's a question of whether he can, but we have to know if this is what you do or if that was just kind of like a coming out party and you'll kind of fall back to earth a little bit as the league adjusts to you now being like that. When defenses are more so like, no, Cade is number one priority every single night. Can you still give 28, 9, and 7? Whatever his stats was. So they're in an interesting place too. But I would say when you got a lot of teams in the East that are young and trying to figure out their identity and take those next steps, I think they're riding the mix to potentially be a contender in a few years, given that Cade continues to ascend and they build the right team around him. But I don't think they know what that looks like yet, exactly. So, and there's no rush to either. That's the beauty of it. So, definitely got time to just build and grow and see what happens.